Hello! In this video, we're going to talk about identifying unused resources in AWS. But first of all, for the ones that don't know me, my name is Robin. I used to work at AWS as a solutions architect with a variety of customers, like all the way from small and medium businesses to big digital natives and enterprises. And one common theme that I found across almost all of these customers is that they're overspending on cloud in some way. And really what I want to help you do is combat that overspending. Now, the first step in doing so, and really like the easiest step that we can take, is simply removing the resources that we're no longer using. You see, like cloud is a pay-as-you-go model, right? So as soon as you create a resource, you're paying for it. And over time, like resources accumulate and you create more and more and more resources. And some of these resources might just be forgotten about. They might just be dangling there without you even knowing of their existence, but still paying for them. So what we're going to do today is we're going to identify these resources that hopefully like you can remove these as soon as possible and stop paying for them, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to move over to my screen over here. And to make this process of identifying these resources as simple as possible, we're going to use a script. And this is a script that you can find on GitHub. The link will be down in the description. And this script called AWS unused resources will allow us to identify all of these like resources that haven't been used in the past 14 days and therefore are likely to be candidates for deletion, right? So we will actually walk through setting this up in our AWS console. Now, first of all, so log into an AWS account, right? If you're running AWS organizations, it's best that you log into the management account because that will allow you to identify all of the unused resources and all of the underlying like member accounts as well, right? And before we're going to run the script, we're actually going to create an S3 bucket. And this S3 bucket will make sure that, creating this S3 bucket will make sure that we can put all of the files that were collected by running the script in that bucket, right? So that we can access them and download them to our local machine. So we're going to create a bucket. We're going to call this bucket, let's call it unused resources. And let's add a dash and just add like a whole bunch of characters to make sure that this bucket name is globally unique, right? We're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and we're going to create this bucket. Cool. So now that this bucket is created, we're going to go ahead and copy the name and store it somewhere where we can find it later, right? Because we'll need this bucket name later on. What we're then going to do is we're going to go to Cloud Shell. And Cloud Shell is a free AWS service, so you don't have to pay anything for it, for using it. We can go to Cloud Shell either by typing in Cloud Shell in here, right? And then just going to Cloud Shell or clicking this Cloud Shell button on the console over here. Cool. So Cloud Shell will be spinning up its environment, which might take a couple of minutes. Great, so now we're in. And what we can do is we can go back to our GitHub page and we can just simply copy these installation instructions. So we're gonna copy these, we're gonna paste them in here. And this might take a couple of minutes to run. Great, so now that that's done, we're gonna go back to our script or back to our GitHub page. And we'll actually copy this python main.py command, right? We're going to paste it in here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some options, right? In this case, we're running it from the management account in our organization. So we're going to add this --org option and we're going to set it to true. What will this do? Like it will, go into all of the managements or all of the member accounts in this organization as well. And it will just simply scan all of these for unused resources as well. What we can then do is we'll add the --S3 option. And here we'll add our bucket name that we copied earlier, right? So all of the reports that are outputted from the scripts, they will be uploaded into this S3 bucket. What we're then gonna do is we're gonna add this dash region. Now you can leave all these options empty, by the way, but they will allow you to like tune the script in a way that you like. So dash region, what this will do is it will just simply scan one singular region. So by default, the script will scan like all of the regions that you have in AWS that you have active, which might take a whole while to go through all of these different regions because AWS has quite many. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna specify that it just scans one region, which is EUST1, which I'm sure all of our infrastructure is in. Cool. So now we're gonna press enter. And what this will do is it will scan all of these regions across all of these accounts, right? Now we found one resource, and this is kind of done on purpose. Like you will probably find a lot more resources that are potentially not being used. But so in this case, like we found one resource, and if we actually go into S3, go back to our bucket, which is this one, then we'll find the CSV file in here called EIP, so elasticip.csv. You might find a couple more files depending on how many services you're not actively using. And then we can actually go into this file, click download, and in here we'll see like, we can do it. There we go. So in here, what we'll actually see, let's make this a little bigger, is a CSV file of all of the resources that we're no longer using, right? So this is the account ID, the region, the resource ID, and then the type of resource, the price that we're currently paying, the new type of the resource, it's none because it can be deleted, and then the new price that we would be paying, which is 0. Now, this is just the top of the iceberg, right? There is a lot more to be done, like identifying resources that can be properly sized, like that can't just be deleted, but can be resized, architectures that can be changed, like S3 that can be optimized, other services that we can just remove because you're no longer using them. So if you found this valuable, be sure to book a meeting with me. The link will be down in the description. And there we can discuss how we can optimize your cloud spend even more. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.